Alright, today we're going to take a look at this course provided by Microsoft. Sorry for the noise, I'm on my garden on a weekend, so it's going to be a lot of noise, but pay attention to what I'm doing. It's my attempt to learn how to code. So I've been doing a lot of research, and just like everyone else, I've been reading a lot of Reddit posts, just like everyone else. And I think I spend more time looking at what is the best language than actually doing something. After wasting a lot of time, I realized that it was actually bad idea to go and see and trying to find out which one is the best for me, because the amount of hours that I've invested, actually I wouldn't say invest, I wasted. It's better, it should have been investing on actually learn something, even if it's a useless language. Let's say any language is never can be useless, because it gives you a confidence boost, it gives you a hope. Those two things that we've been looking for constantly, I think. And I wasted those times looking at Reddit post and GitHub post and all this Facebook post and YouTube videos that actually could have been invest on learning. So today I found this tiny little course of 27 minutes that seems to be, first of all, short and quick, and it will help me to learn at least one language, the basic of it, and definitely will give me a massive confidence boost. So me and you, we're going to do it together so that I don't feel alone. Again, I'm on my garden. I'm going to show you exactly where I am. So there'll be a lot of noise, sound of birds, the cars passing by, or our neighbors doing the gardening, but just pay attention to what I'm doing. So this is again by Microsoft. In their website you will find it. It's the learn.microsoft.com, and write your first C code. So it's a beginner friendly, generally. That's what it says. I don't think anything is beginner friendly, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna move that somewhere else. And it says what? Let's get started by code examples to learn the basics of C# syntax. The objectives: writing your first line of C# code. Use two different techniques to print a message on a text console. Diagnose errors when you type code incorrectly. Identify different C# syntax elements like operator, classes, and methods. Anyway, it divided by what? Introduction, exercise, learn how it works, complete the challenge, review the solution, knowledge check, and summary. Pretty straightforward, seems to be. Let's do it. By the way, I'm very curious about add. What is add? If I put it add, write your first C# code into a collection. Okay, yeah, I'm going to add it, because time to time if I come back. So I have this collection. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it into learn coding and save it there. Done. Now let's start anyway. Let's not waste any more time of my life. Introduction. I'll let you read, but I'm going to read along anyway. The C# programming languages allows you to build many types of applications, like business applications to capture, analyze, and process data. Dynamic web applications can be accessed from a web browser. Games, both 2D and 3D. Financial and scientific applications. That's pretty cool. Cloud-based application and mobile application. Seems to be, this is a very important languages, even though Python seems to be popular one. So, however, You gotta start somewhere, right? So how do you begin to write an application? Applications are made up of many lines of code that work together to achieve a task. By far, the best way to learn how to code is to write code. It's quite obvious, isn't it? It encourages you to write code with exercise in the module and others in this learning path. Writing code yourself in each exercise, solving small coding challenges will accelerate your learning. I speak French, but at the beginning, when I was trying to learn French, I was kind of stuck with how to best way to learn any language. Then, actually, I realized that I learned without even knowing how to speak French just by speaking French, provided people understood, but it was not accurate French. That being said, it was getting the job done. So I guess that's basically the same philosophy. By the end of this module, you'll be able to write C# code to print a message to a standard output of a console like the Windows terminal. Provided I'm actually using a Google Chromebook, so that'll be fun. I think eventually I have to stop and open up my online IDE such as Replit instead of what do you call it, VS Code. So I'm going to open a tab. That's my Google tab where it reminds myself that I should do at least 30 minutes of coding, study or writing. Anyway, that's irrelevant. So in my new tab, I'm going to go to code space. So there you go. So it's provided by GitHub that I use time to time. I find it interesting. Now I'm going to move myself now somewhere else. Open a tab. I'm going to delete my old coding thing. Anyway, I'll get back to this one. Continue. No, I'll go back somewhere else. Make it smaller. So exercise, write your first code. In this first hands-on exercise, you will use C# to print a hello programmer's phrase to the standard output of a console. Now you can see that on the right hand side it's loading, which is taking a lot of time. So write your first line of code. There is a long-standing tradition among the software developers to print the phrase hello world. I'm already scared, kind of. So to the .NET editor and the output console provide a great in-browser experience that is perfect for this tutorial approach. The .NET editor is located on the right side of the web page. The output console below it. Enter this code exactly. It appears into the .NET editor on the right. Okay. Problem is that it's loading, so it's taking quite a lot of time, and I don't get it. And my internet seems to be kind of bad. So that's... Oh, actually, I don't even have connection. What do I do? I can turn off the internet. I can disconnect and connect. And refresh. And hopefully this should allow me to get in. Same, I will refresh here. So if the right side doesn't work, oh, there you go, it's working. Perfect. So I don't need to use the code space, just in case. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, instead of copy and paste, I will type it out, because that's the best way to learn how to learn programming or coding. Programming and coding, they're different things. So console, so N S O L C O N S O L E. Right, there you go. There is a, I think they're using the engine of VS Code. Seems exactly the same. Bracket, code, hello, no, not W, world. And then what do I do? Question is that I need to run it, right? So I'm going to put myself down, say run, void console write line. What does it mean? Aha, what if this one is missing? It doesn't do much. Okay, this time at least I will copy it, I will clear, and I will refresh. You see that my first, I think they purposefully made it complicated for whatever reason. Now Control V, this says, oh, hello world. I have the point exclamatory. There you go. Console point right line hello world and run. Aha, did you see that? Done. So this is my first ever, what to do when you get an error message. So this is what to do when you get an error message. So far so good, huh? Looks like I don't need to. So what happens, let's do a test. For example, purposefully I'm going to delete one of the quotation. Or one of the bracket. What does it do? Or instead of a double quotation, I'm going to do single quotation, for example. Or just put it outside. I don't know, anything that doesn't make any sense. You see a lot of error. Empty characters because there is nothing. And expected. In this task, you will comment the previous line of code and then new lines of code in the net editor to print a message. Modify the code you wrote with the prefix by comment using the 2 forward slashes. I'm speaking Jiva Java. Don't just listen to me. Just follow what I'm doing. Anyway, this video is not for you anyway. It's for me. Console point right line. You see that when the double hashtag is kind of changed the color. She says no output. What the hell, man? Maybe there's a missing of space. But still saying no output. Then add new lines of code, match the following code of snippet. This time I'm going to just copy and paste because, you know, for the learning purpose I get it, but I guess you could just, you know, copy and paste sometime. Now there's a GitHub Copilot, so everything will be automated anyway. So console write, I think in Python you write print. Here is write console write bracket congratulation console write double quotation mark console write. You wrote your first lines of code, run. The difference between the console write and console write line. Aha, the previous one, you see the console write line. What if this is the what I did? I'm going to do clear. I'm going to do one thing, which is I'm going to write console even if I don't follow the caps lock, it still does automatically. Control point right bracket hello world console hello, and the before I'll shoot double forward slash. Now it became green, looks like it's good to go. No output. So what is the difference between the console write and console write line? The 3 new lines of code you added to demonstrate the difference between console write line and console write methods. To print an entire message to output console, you use the first technique, console write line. At the beginning, there you go, console write line. That's true. When I didn't even pay attention, even though I'm just reading blatantly like a goat. which is at the beginning I did write console write line hello world. It did hello world, but although at the very end, when congratulations, you wrote your first line of code, was console write, not console write line, which means that even though I thought that I wrote the same thing twice, but no, I wrote two different things, two different times, and they kind of did visibly exactly the same thing. So what's the difference? To print the entire message to the console, output console, use the first technique, console write line. At the end of the line, it added a line feed similar to how to create a next new line of text by pressing enter or return. Okay, to print to the output console, but without adding a line feed at the end, you use the second technique, console write. So next call to console write prints another message to the same line. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Okay, first one. Okay, I'm gonna if I look at the side by side, clear, then copy, then paste, and then at the second line, if I copy this part and come here and then paste, console write hello world, console, no, this is a console write line hello world, and then if I run both of it, all of it, so what if out of curiosity, if I change those to line, for example, one of them, same here, and if I run, I don't know who write this kind of thing. I think the people at the Microsoft are really intelligent, but they are so bad at explaining people. So if you do console write line, it will just stick with the line, like each message in the bracket will remain individual and the following sentence will be in the next line. However, if you just take off the line and stick with console write, all messages will be will be presented as a paragraph. Like if you have like a 5 sentences and you just use console write instead of a console write line. For example, I'll just get rid of the line part. No, that's not the one I was looking for. And then run again. You'll see that but the bracket, I accidentally eliminated the bracket. Now you see, and then same, if I get rid of the line part, just right, see, it all becoming next to each other. Pretty simple now. I didn't understand at the beginning. No, who writes these things? Who does that? They should be children friendly, literally children friendly, because they encourage people to write codes, including the children, and they write things like it doesn't make any sense. Come on. Now, this is it for me for the day. I'm going to continue my study, but I encourage you to go to learnmicrosoft.com. I don't know if I can manage to go up, but the learnmicrosoft.com and go to write your first C++ code. If you can go to the Free Code Academy. I'm going to go and show you Free Code Camp. I think Free Code Camp. I'm sorry. And I encourage you to continue this study. Here I'm going to get you to curriculum, and at the bottom of the curriculum, this is what I clicked: new foundational C# with Microsoft certification. That's it. That's what you need, and you will get your first code and first lesson on C#, and it's pretty exciting, simple and easy to do. I'm going to continue my study. I recommend you to do the same. I'm going to stop for now because I'm going to take a pause and need to pee, poo, and eat some food. Au revoir.